secret, truly, because that's the enjoyment that I get out of it, knowing that, somebody can come up and say, hey, can you play, a waltz or whatever it is, and I'm able to do that, to give them that time of enjoying themselves and having a good time, at a dance.
Play one that when you're just about worn out, and somebody wants another square.
Somebody wants another square? Well, I usually play, I can play, let's see. Not the 9th of January. Do you want the 9th of January? She is the 9th. I will be the 8th and she is the 9th. Okay?
I like the way you emphasize your sides.
Yeah?
It really adds a lot.
It kind of gives it like a flair. I don't know. I call it putting on the polish, or an accent. Some people have a different accent, on that tune, or even Liberty, or whatever. It's your own perception of where you want to accent it, and we all accent a little bit differently. Well, we couldn't have dance tunes, I guess, without playing a waltz. Some people like to call me the waltz queen, because I know a lot of waltzes, so, and I like to play them. So I will play you one. It's called the Starlight Waltz. It's a very nice waltz. I like. It's very flowy, kind of.
story about that waltz?
The story about that waltz. I don't really know.
Is there one? Is it an older one?
It's an older waltz, yes.
Pick it up.
I learned it from Glenn Klein. I just like it because it's very rolly and it's a very catchy tune.
It's pretty.
I think so too. And I would say that I'm kind of, like I said, I'm partial to waltzes because they are very pretty. And you can do a lot, of different, of double stops and trills and different, tails and tags, to kind of add some of that frilly in there, to make it, really, really, really pretty and flowy. So, as I mentioned to you, a lot of the round dance tunes are, a lot of old big band tunes. I thought maybe I would try to play Buttons and Bows for you. I don't know if you are familiar with that tune. It's a great dance tune. So. Yeah, and they're really catchy, just the stuff like that. And then you can kind of get over to, the blues side of things. I always say you have to put some sass into those tunes to kind of really get them to kind of pop a little bit, and that's what I like about them, because you can really kind of put some hoochie in there and make them, kind of sassy. So maybe we could try like Florida Blues.
I like sassy.
Yeah, me too. So I like this one. This is probably, it's one of my go-tos a lot. Florida Blues, yep. I like tunes like that. I don't know. They just roll pretty good. And like I said, you kind of get to put some, you know, it makes you just want to.
They got a little swing to them.
Yep, yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
So, in the first session, I was across the street with Vesta,
Mm-hmm.
and I asked her about, you know, being a woman fiddler and kind of a male, you know, a long time ago, kind of male-dominated era, and she told, you know, she kind of reported feeling discriminated against at times, and people turning their back on her and maybe not being included the way she maybe felt like others. She would have been if she were a man.
Sure.
You're, you know, a woman fiddler, clearly very accomplished. I mean, how do you feel about that? Do you think that's still a problem? Or do you just not think about it and it's just, you know, here I am, and, you know, here's what I do, and
That's, I mean, that's kind of pretty much my perspective of, you know, I'm kind of selfish in this regard sometimes, and I work really hard to try to do this, because, you know, music makes me happy.
yeah,
And so I have to convince myself sometimes that, you know what, I'm going to go out and I'm going to put out, this is me. This is what I do.
yeah,
And I'm going to put it out there. And if you like it, great. If not, I guess tough tooties.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm playing for me
Yeah.
and I'm making myself happy. But in regards to your question, you know, I will say it is there sometimes a little bit.
yeah,
You know, a lot of folks are interested, you know, in you know, listening to males or guys, you know, play. You know, when I was a kid, you know, there weren't, the guy to girl ratio was a little bit different. You know, in regards to like coming to camp. You know, sometimes you end up with a lot of girls and not enough guys, you know, like to hold square dances or whatever. And sometimes you have a lot of guys and sometimes not enough girls. You know, but I will say, you know, I don't feel that like a whole lot, but, you know, even if I do, you know, I just decide I'm gonna do me, you know, and put it out there and do what I do and just have a good time doing it. Does it always come out perfectly? Absolutely not, you know. You know, I do my best, you know, to just have a good time and put it out there, you know, for others to enjoy.
thanks.
Absolutely.
I have a question. Sometimes I really struggle keeping the tempo even. How do you get over that? I mean, you've got a guitar player, but if they would keep you even, but how do you keep an even tempo when you play by yourself?
A lot of times, you know, some folks do use, like, that kind of reminds you of like a metronome. Some folks do use a metronome. I don't have a lot of people to play with in my area. So a lot of times I will play with, you know, a recording, just to have that back up there. I will tell you, a good second will keep you in time, okay? You know, a good second, Steve is a great second, so he can kind of keep you in time, because like on some tunes that I like to play, you know, maybe a little bit faster, I push, you know. And so even when I'm playing with other people, I maybe, you know, because I like this tune and I can jam it and it's coming out, you know, and I'm like, I want to play it fast, you know, and so I push on people, so I try to watch, you know, and so I really try to, you know, focus on, okay, I'm in this time frame. You know, some people tap their foot. I'm not very good at that. But I will tell you, if you do see me tapping my foot, that means that we're not in time. So that would be my cue to Steve to say, hey, hello, you know, we're not in time, what's going on over here? Because I don't,
Daydreaming.
yeah.
Pretty girl on the floor.
Yeah, you know, if you see this, then that is me, you know, but, you know, tapping your foot, sometimes I do it kind of unconsciously. You know, if I don't focus on it, but if I'm focusing on it, then it dinks up my fiddling. So I'm not a good toe tapper, but, you know, just think about, you know, starting and stopping in the same arena. And especially like for dances, you've gotta, well, I mean, you don't have to, I guess your dancers can just speed up. If you speed up, hey, this is a tempo changing song, we're gonna change up the beat a little bit, see who's on cue and who isn't. But a lot of, with the thing is, if once you start it, there's no going back, wrong time, right time. So you just gotta kind of roll with the punches. But I do like having a second, because it does give you a different perspective of playing, with someone else rather than, just being at home playing by yourself. And as well as in jam settings, it's very, very important, to listen to your neighbors, to make sure, because has anybody ever been to a jam where there's like 10 people and everybody's like on a different page? And it's like battle of the tunes, of the tune going back and forth, and they're over here and you're over here, and it's like, where are we? We're not together, those types of things. So, I mean, it's just something that I don't know. It just kind of, dancing is a great way to kind of help keep that in check.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, 4 minutes. All right. Trying to think of some like great.
What's your favorite song?
My
What's
favorite.
your favorite to play?
My favorite song to play. Deep.
What's it called?
It's called Saddle Old Cape.
Saddle.
Saddle Old Cape. Not Saddle Old Lady Cape. Okay. So I love this tune. I play it a lot. We all have our favorite tunes, and they're, that we like to play when we go places, and this would be one of mine. I don't know. So on the Fred Stone King album, it is Saddle Old Spike. Yep.
And yours is Saddle Old Cape?
Yep. Yep. So I don't know.
Depends
Yeah.
on what your horse's name is.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, that would probably, that's one that I really, really like to play a lot, because I can kind of, I push on it pretty good, so yeah. So does anybody have any other questions or thoughts or ideas or? No?
Thanks for sharing.
Yes, thank you very much for choosing to come to my.
Where do you live again?
Where do I live? I live in
You live up.
Yep, I live in Ottumwa, Iowa.
Oh,
not too
okay.
far from here.
You've got some other people from Iowa.
Yeah, I know, I saw that.
Opposite corners of these days.
Well,
Corners, but still Iowa.
yeah, Iowa's still Iowa. Yep, yep. About an hour, we're about, well, 45 minutes from the county line. Yeah, southeastern corner,
State line.
the state line.
You live on the county line.
I do live on the county line though. Yes, my house is out of town, my mailbox is in town. It's kind of weird, but that's just the way it is.
Is that your grandfather's fiddle?
No, no. I have that one with me. It's a Stainer, it's a beautiful fiddle. However, I got some strings on it right now that I don't like on it. It doesn't sound the way that I want it to sound. This
What
is
strings do you have on here?
I have prims. That's the strings that I use. Prims. I also have, there's an additional E string that you can purchase that is not included in the set. The one that is in the set, I don't like it. It's kind of brashy sounding to me. So I do use the sensitive E string, you know. But the other one, I have strings on it and I don't like it. So I've got to get some different strings. And I've got sentimental value and attachment to it. So I'm always like,
Are they your grandfather's strings?
nope, no, 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 no. This is actually,
Probably.
this fiddle is actually just a concert violin. As you can see, I have very short fingers. That fiddle and my other fiddle has pretty fat necks, and I don't like it, so it doesn't work out well for me. So I like this one as it has a skinnier neck, so I'm able to you know, work it a little better in that regard. So.
Now, let's get down. What are the strings that you have on the other violin that you don't like?
I believe they're Piastros.
Yes.
They just don't, you know, different fiddles, different strings react differently, you know, and so it's, you know, you just kind of chance it and see how they sound, and if you like it, you know, that type of thing, and the tone, you know, that you get depending on, you know, what type of wood, different elements of your fiddle, that type of thing. So, you know, I gotta get some different, I gotta find some different strings.
But you can spend a fortune trying to find the one that you like. Same way with guitars, I'm sure you're going to do that.
Where I go, they're 2 for 1, so.
Yeah, you
No,
can.
I usually get GHS, medium light, bronze.
I
So.
like those 7200s. To me,
Especially for this one. This looks like it's new, but it's actually 57.
that's a cramp. I thought that was a cramp slide model. Oh, it's so big.
No, this is the 57, the top, sides, and the neck has all been redone. The only original part is the back, and it's redone in 82.
That hole's been enlarged.
Huh?
That hole's been enlarged.
Yeah.
You know?
They did this just on the same specs of what it came from.
This looks like a